Hey guys, and welcome back, Quality Shot Tennis. Today we've got the round robin matchup between Taylor Fritz and Daniil Medvedev in Turin. It is their second meeting, which I was very surprised to find out about, actually. For players that are 27, 28 years old and that have been as good as they've been the last few years, I find it very weird that they've only played once. But they played a close match in Cincinnati, where Taylor Fritz actually had a set point in the first set, managed to lose it, and then the second set was a bit of a rout. That was in Cincinnati quarterfinals a couple of years ago. And it's going to be interesting to see what Fritz can do at this point. Now, Medvedev, I feel like, hasn't been in his best form. Fritz has probably been in his best form. Is that enough to make a difference? We'll see. But it's the first match, singles match going on in Turin. So, I'm honestly excited for this one. I thought that was a good match in Cincinnati a couple of years ago. And it's Fritz to serve here first. And Fritz is at the line. Second serve here from Fritz. Goes to the backhand of Medvedev. Forehand Fritz. Goes to the forehand Medvedev. Backhand Medvedev. Goes to the forehand of Fritz. Backhand cross court. Goes to the backhand Fritz. Forehand Medvedev. Backhand slice Fritz. That's in the bottom of the net. 15-all. 15-all. Fritz obviously having a fantastic last, quarter of the year. Semifinals of Shanghai, U.S. Open final. Took out Zverev at Laver Cup, which is a very good victory over the current world number 2. It's beaten Fritz a few times. Beat Fritz at Wimbledon as well. Beat Zverev at Wimbledon as well, I should say. Fritz did. Backhand goes out from Fritz, so it's 15-30. 2 big servers, but they have some other great shots as well. particularly Medvedev with the backhand is an absolutely elite shot on the tour. But Fritz, for a big server, he's got a decent ground game. It's not that bad. What he's always lacked in his movement, that's been improved. Does he have the big weapons to take on the top guys? I don't know, but made to a Grand Slam final. It's already a good start. Back and cross court to the backhand Fritz. Backhand Medvedev. Going to the backhand Fritz. Backhand Medvedev. Pulls it up the line, and it goes out wide. 30-all. Michael Russell watching on. Fritz's coach. How's it going, KL? Great match yesterday with Goff and Zhang. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Roller coaster. And Goff is she's a fighter. She'll fight. It's a good match, great match. 2 of the best movers in the women's game for me. I think it was definitely one of the best matches of the year. Serve here from Fritz. Goes to the backhand of Medvedev. Forehand Fritz. Inside out. Very good shot. Gets to 40-30. He's got a good forehand when he can step up and really attack it. It's fun. It's a fun one to watch. People usually say Fritz isn't fun to watch, but I enjoy watching his forehand when he's able to hit it well. The racket head speed, the acceleration. That's a swing volley. Oh, Medvedev was nearly there. But Fritz gets the hold for 1-0. My prediction for this match is... I actually don't know. Let me look at some stuff before I make a final prediction. Let me look at some stuff. So what was Fritz's last match? I don't know why, but I'm blanking. What was his run at Paris? Blanking for some reason. Oh, I lost to Draper. That's not a bad loss. He played well, actually. Medvedev lost to Poprin, which isn't a terrible loss, but I'd argue it's slightly worse, in my opinion. I don't know. This is a tough one to predict. I'm gonna go Medvedev. I don't know. Medvedev hasn't been winning a whole lot, is the thing, and Fritz has a little bit. I'm gonna go with Medvedev in 3 sets, but I think Fritz has got a real shot here. That's my prediction coming in. I'll say Medvedev in 3. What a great match. Our post-match analysis out today for that. Yes, 100%. Remember to like, subscribe. That's it. Please don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. All that good stuff. Gilles Servara watching on in the crowd. What about Shapo getting a title with Janko Tipsarevic under his belt? I hope it's the start for Shapo. Listen, I don't know. I remember Felix a couple years ago had that run on indoors, and then that didn't end up amounting to that much after that. I hope that this is different. I always felt like Shapo could have a resurgence. I never counted him out. I always said that. I always said, I hope that sometime down the road he can have a resurgence of some kind. But I don't know. Is it just winning one title, or is it getting to the final of a slam, or winning a Masters, etc., etc.? Who knows? Forehand. It goes just long from the American, from Taylor Fritz. 30 all. Serve here from Daniil. Do good down the tee, 40-30. Backhand Fritz goes to the backhand of Medvedev. Backhand Fritz goes right back to the backhand of Medvedev. Backhand Fritz going backhand to backhand. That's going to go out from Fritz. So one game apiece. Yeah, when they go backhand to backhand, that's where I understand the boring allegations. That's where I can understand the boring allegations for these two. But I don't find Medvedev boring, though, in general. And Fritz I also enjoy. But Fritz, I understand why people say it's boring. I'm not going to pretend. But Medvedev is so weird, just the way he plays, that it's, like, entertaining. And he's so, like, it's like Murray in terms of, like, you can literally see that he's always thinking on the court and trying to be one step out of the opponent, which is fun. Forehand Medvedev, cross court, goes to the forehand of Fritz, backhand Medvedev, that goes in the net, 30 love. Okay, cool, love Medvedev, but he's iffy, yeah. So I don't know, honestly. Who's the most popular USA player amongst casual US tennis fans? It's Shelton, I think. Yeah, it's Ben Shelton. Shelton is the most popular American player now. He's definitely got it. I don't even know if it's that close. Tiafoe, Fritz, they have fans as well, for sure. But Shelton's got it. It's Ben Shelton. I don't see why not. He's very he can hit some flashy shots. He can hit some big shots. Has a big personality. He's not personally my favorite. My favorite is Tommy Paul, to be frank, to watch, but is what it is. Forehand, cross court, lob way up high, forehand to Fritz. There you go. That forehand solid, 2-1. Fritz gets the hold. Historically, this is a good tournament for Medvedev. But the last couple years, not as good of a tournament, right? He won this tournament in 2020. Medvedev. Let me look through his ATP finals because I don't have it off the top of my head. Let me look it up. So, okay. So, 2019, he loses in the round robin. He's already quite good at that point. US Open final. So, what happened there? Don't remember. Oh, yeah. Lost to Rafa in a close match. Lost to Tsitsipas in straight sets. And lost to Zverev in straight sets. He went 0-3. And then 2020 he won. 2021 he lost the final to Zverev, who took out Novak as well. 2022 he went 0-3, but he was serving for the match and lost in the third match tiebreaker in every match he played, which was quite unusual. Last year got to the semis and lost to Sinner. Yeah, in 3 sets. That was a good match, but Sinner held his number last year. Lost to Alcaraz as well in a dead rubber where I kind of feel like I don't know. I feel like people were saying that Goff threw the match against Krejcikova, and I was like, there's no way. But watching that Medvedev Alcaraz match, if anybody's done that in recent times, I feel like it was Medvedev there. I'm not even gonna lie, but Medvedev usually a great competitor, but there I felt like he was like, just let me get to play my semifinal. I'm done with this format. I'm done with this format. Like double faulted down breakpoint twice or something. Tweener for Medvedev. No, love goes out. 15 love. Do the court conditions here correspond with the conditions at the U.S. Open? Do the court conditions here? I don't know. I don't really know what the court conditions are yet. Historically, it plays quicker, so we'll see if that's the case. And it is indoors. Well, U.S. Open is indoors sometimes, but it's not like indoors, right? It's like an outdoors tournament with the closed roof occasionally. We're gonna gauge the conditions. I haven't heard anything about them yet. Serve here for Medvedev at 15 all. First practice is a good forehand return winner. Let's see if he can do it for real. Backhand. Cross court goes to the backhand of Fritz. Backhand Medvedev. They can rally like this all day. Backhand down the line of Medvedev. Switches it up. Forehand goes long from Fritz. He's got to be ready for that switch up. From Medvedev. 30-15. Hey, how's it going, Jara? Good to see you. Indoor so different. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah. That like button. That's it. Don't forget to like, please, guys. Please don't forget to like Please don't forget to like. 30-15. If you're enjoying it, hit that like button. Subscribe. First serve in the top of the net. Second serve. Medvedev versus Fritz at the Nitto ATP Finals, previously known as Masters Cup. We should still call it Masters Cup. Masters Cup just sounds cool. Why would you have a cool freaking name like Masters Cup and then change it? ATP Finals. Masters Cup sounds cooler. There are too many cups, though. So now that I think about it, that's why they changed it. Which I guess is kind of fair. Yeah, that's fair, actually. Forehand down the line. Oh, hits the net. Fritz had it. You missed it. That could be a crucial point. In a matchup where you don't get that many looks at a break point. Hits the net. Good defense initially. I don't really like Medvedev's idea to drop shot, and Fritz just not enough height off that shot. If he just, kind of went more high percentage and just kind of pushed it in topspin, hit over it and got enough height on it, like we would have been at 30-40, and then who knows? But instead, it's 2-all. Love watching Daniil play. I agree. His movement is so different from everyone else. His movement, the way he hits his shots, like every shot, his swings. But yeah, his movement is exceptional. I don't know. Talented player and athlete. I find him incredibly interesting to watch. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. I stand by it. I think Medvedev is one of the greatest talents to ever play this game. I really think so. I said that like 2 or 3 years ago. And I stand by it. Because to play the way, he's not that flashy, but to play the insane way that he plays takes talent that we've rarely seen in the game. And I really feel that way. Talent is rather hard to define, but like just skills with the racket. It's insane what he can do. I mean, he uses that skill to be incredibly, usually effective on the court, but listen, he can hit some crazy shots out there too, and just the fact that he can hit returns from 50 feet behind the baseline and crazy passing shots out of nowhere, I stand by it. Talent's not always between the leg shots and stuff. It's just like I don't know. Medvedev he's crazy to watch. Like I can't. Sometimes I'm watching him, I can't believe I'm like his match against Alcaraz at the U.S. Open, or the U.S. Open final against Djokovic. Like that level that he can pull off playing the way he does is just an unbelievable thing to watch for me. I'm like, wow, I didn't know this was possible to play this way and to play it like this. Back and down the line, forehand to Medvedev, back end Fritz goes cross court to the back end Medvedev, back end Fritz goes to the back end of Medvedev. Back in rally, back in Fritz, back in down the line, forehand to Fritz, forehand Medvedev. That goes out, 15 all. Crowd loving it, which is great. Now at the in Italy, it was in London for 11 years or whatever. 26-shot rally there, by the way, long rally. But I have a feeling that let's say in Turin might be even longer. I don't know how I feel about it, but I guess I don't mind. I mean, Turin's great for ATP finals, but about it staying in a certain location for a long time. It's the, I guess, fourth. Is it the fourth year? It's the fourth year in Turin. I know that because I'll tell you why I know that, or why I can figure that out in my head really quickly. Oh wow, backhand from Fritz is very good down the line. Very 15. Um, in London, the first winner of the London ATP Finals was Davydenko, who is a Russian player. Very memorable victory, taking out I think Federer and Del Potro, maybe Rafa as well, and then the last ATP Finals in London was won by Medvedev, another Russian player. No Russian players won in between that period of time. Big serve from Fritz is an ace, 4-15. Does Medvedev have more of a toss forehand or a flatter forehand? He's just classic flat shots. He's got mostly flat balls. Like that's what he's known for. Compared to other players on the tour, he hits flat. He hits flat. All right, 3-2. 3-2 for the American. Like I said, if you hadn't joined in, the head-to-head is 1-0 for Medvedev, which is one of the most unusual 1-0 head-to-heads I've ever seen. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, how have they only played once? Isn't that? I find that extremely strange. Like that seems like so outrageous. It's almost hard to believe. I wonder how many times that it's happened that they've been one match away from playing. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 5+ times. All right, I'll be back in one second, guys. Don't go anywhere. The groups, by the way, for the ATP Finals: Sinner, Medvedev, Fritz, and De Minaur. Very happy that Sinner and Alcaraz are not in the same group. That could have happened. In the other group, Zverev, Alcaraz, Ruud, and Rublev. I do agree with people that this is one of the weaker ATP finals we've had in a minute. I agree with it particularly because so many of these players are not in form right now. But guess what? Part of the reason why is because of all these 2-week Masters tiring out players for the end of the year. Nobody's in form right now. Sinner is the only guy who's in form. Really, Fritz kind of, but Zverev kind of, but I guess Zverev is. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't mean to blame it all on 2 week Masters, but I feel like they've really had a lot of negative effects on the tour, and I really hope we start going in the opposite direction because it's not good. Serve here Medvedev at 15 all. Fritz gets under the drop shot, but can't quite get there. 30-15 for Medvedev. First serve in the net, second serve. 21 minutes into this contest. We're still in early stages. Serve, that goes out, 30 alls. A lot of 30, I mean, we're getting to some 30 alls. It's just Fritz is not really getting any break points, but I feel like it's Fritz who's getting like half chances. At least getting in these service games. A little bit. Winning points here and there. Forehand return is very good. Forehand to Fritz. Cross court to the forehand to Medvedev down the line. Back in Fritz. Back in Medvedev's very good shot inside out. Forehand squash shot again. 2 in a row. Drop shot. That might be too good. Fritz in the net. It's a little bit awkward with his movement there, Fritz. Lost his balance early on, and Medvedev took advantage. 40-30. Medvedev's a big thinker on court, and he notices what's going on the other side. He saw Fritz losing his footing, and he played that point to perfection. I am a hard court specialist. Yep. It's a top 10 Medvedev quote. There are so many good ones. Forehand inside out, back in. Oh, nearly an outrageous shot from Medi, but deuce, first deuce of the match. Medvedev would like some big serves here. Got out of trouble. Backhand Fritz goes to backhand Medvedev. Backhand Fritz, cross court, backhand Medi. Backhand Fritz. That goes out. Now the great shot from Fritz there. Missed. Advantage to Medvedev. First serve good wide for Medvedev. We're back to deuce. Serve here Medvedev. Forehand lob. Forehand of Fritz. The forehand of Medvedev. Forehand of Fritz. Goes to the forehand of Medvedev down the line. Backhand Fritz. Forehand Fritz. The forehand's falling just a little bit shorter than Medvedev's. Medvedev with a backhand cross court. Backhand of Fritz. Goes to the backhand Medvedev's a drop shot. Fritz is there. Down the line. Backhand Medvedev. Ooh, that's a classic. That's a great shot cross court. Yeah, Fritz is not sure about the line call on the side. I thought it was out too. Is it automatic? It looked out to me too, so I understand where Fritz is coming from. But yeah, Hawkeye's showing it in. The weird shot there in the middle of the rally. Don't forget to subscribe Quality Shot Tennis, guys, if you are new. Bro is a walking tennis meme, exactly. Yeah. The Medvedev is top tier. I think I like him even more than Roddick, and that says like so much. Like, well, I don't know. Roddick is, I don't know. Actually, I take that back. I'll take it back. I don't know. I don't know who I'd like more, but he reminds me of Roddick in terms of how how funny both of them are. Roddick is also just amazing in podcast format as well. Like Roddick is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna not say that anyone is necessarily a better speaker than Roddick or funnier, but he's up there, Medvedev. He's so good. Wow, what a shot. That's what I'm saying about talent. Medvedev is insane. Forehand passing shot from Medvedev is great off a drop volley. It was a good volley actually from Fritz. That's why Fritz is a little bit pissed off. Like he's like, Medvedev, you're not supposed to do that. Hell of a shot. Bit of a banana shot. A whip. 15 all. First serve completely wide. Second serve. Forehand to Medvedev. Backhand goes to the backhand Fritz, inside out. Forehand of Medi. Goes to the backhand Fritz. Backhand Medvedev. Goes to the backhand Fritz. We're going backhand to backhand. A lot of long rallies early on. Forehand right on the baseline, Fritz. Backhand inside out. Forehand to Medvedev. Forehand to Fritz. That also goes well wide. 15-30. This is the chance for Medvedev, I feel like. Fritz hasn't quite found, or he's not playing his A game currently. Not in this game. And there's some points, even last game, where I feel like Fritz just not quite there. It's a chance for Medvedev. Put away with an ace by Fritz, like clockwork. Didn't Roddick hit the fastest over at 700 miles per hour? I know what you're talking about, but it was not 700 miles per hour. That would be impossible, I think. But I know what you're talking about. Against Roger at Wimbledon, I'd like to say. Umpire goes, that was 700 miles per hour. Yeah, I used to watch that clip religiously. It might be the fastest overhead ever, but I don't know exactly how fast it was. I think they showed it on screen though. I think it was something insane, but it wasn't that. It was like 165 or I don't know, maybe faster than that even. Or that. I don't know. Yeah, a commentator is likely being sarcastic. Well, he was. He was being sarcastic. 700 miles per hour would be insane. It might have been like 165 or 170 though, which is also insane. Like that's unbelievable. I don't know if it was even that fast. Forehand, cross court. Like anything above that is almost impossible, I would think. The ball would have gone to the court in the other side of the world. Yeah, would have created a black hole actually is the scientific explanation. Would have created like 5 black holes. Forehand, yeah, it's put away from Fritz, 4-3. Is that James Blake forehand still the fastest forehand ever? The one that he hit off a return of serve at the U.S. Open, because that for a long time people are saying is the fastest forehand of all time, like 125 miles per hour. Has that been beaten? Um, Lorenzo Sonego actually last year against Alcaraz hit a ridiculous forehand that I think was judged at like 130 miles per hour, 129, something like that. I still people never talked about that shot, but I thought the earlier this year is this year because this year has been like 3 years long. But but first of all, what a great match that was at the Australian Open, underrated match. But also, um, but also, Sonego hit like the most ridiculous forehand. He hit it like almost like a half volley, running backwards almost, and it was measured at like 130 miles per hour. It's shots like that deserve to get replayed, and they just never get replayed, and I'll never understand why. I really don't. The speed radar could have been off, but who knows? Where can I watch this live? You'll need to get a subscription. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'll need to get a subscription for Tennis TV. If you want to watch live. Or anywhere, I think. 3-4. Medvedev to serve. This is very close, and that's kind of how I thought it would be. I was having a hard time picking who I think is going to win this one. I think they both have a decent shot at it. I took Medvedev in 3 sets, but we'll see. Backhand of Fritz goes to the backhand of Medvedev. Forehand of Fritz. It's the forehand of Medvedev. Forehand of Fritz. Forehand of Medvedev down the line. Backhand of Fritz. It's the backhand of Medvedev sliced. Backhand of Fritz. Drop shot. Forehand drop shot. Backhand lob. That goes out. 15 love. A lot of skill in that shot. Yeah, just very solid serve down the tee. It was almost predictable he was going to go down the tee the way he tossed up the ball, but good serve. It was had so much pace on it, it didn't matter. That was like the risk reward. You're going down the tee, but it's going to be too good anyway. It's a kick serve back into Fritz, goes to the forehand Medvedev. Forehand Fritz attack to the forehand Medvedev. Swing volley Fritz is too good. 30-15. Serve down T, forehand of Fritz, goes to the backhand of Medvedev. Wow, right off the line. Very good shot. Very, very good shot. Medvedev's playing well. 40-15, which is a great sign for this tournament and for Medvedev. Hopefully he can keep this up. He's serving very well. In fact, 100% for points won on first serve. Fritz is at 81%, which looks like a measly number compared to Medvedev's 100. Misses a first serve there, though. I wonder what's his first serve percentage at, though. Forehand Fritz goes to forehand Medvedev. Back in Fritz, slice. Back in Medvedev for a pass. Very good. 4-4. Let me look. So, okay, Medvedev's first serve percentage is at 52%. Fritz is at 72% first serves in, and he's won 15 out of 18 first serve points won. That is exceptionally good. So, that is particularly that's perfection from yourself, and you're like, okay, but I'll do something rather close to that anyway. It's like higher than the standard you should set for yourself, like those kind of numbers, because that's pretty ridiculous. Sir Fritz, very good. Dirty love. Serve from Taylor. Tosses up the ball. But catches it. Very good serve out wide for love. Serve out wide. Back in Medvedev's the lob, and it's going to go out 5-4. Fritz serving very well. It's good to watch a high-level match start off this tournament. So, Nastasi group, Sinner, Medvedev, Fritz, and Demonor. Sinner's got it over Demonor for sure. Sinner's got it over Medvedev, I feel. Probably. Although, let's not get ahead of ourselves, right? You never know for sure. And you never know. I mean, Fritz and Sinner have had some close ones too, although, especially after that US Open final, you'd expect Sinner to win. Anyway, Sinner's going to go through. But after that, it's interesting. I mean, Demonor's got some kind of shot. He's beaten Medvedev on indoors in Paris. He did that last year, or 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think. Other group: Zverev, Alcaraz, Ruud, and Rublev. Casper feels like he's not going to win. It just feels that way. It feels like Alcaraz and Zverev, probably. If Rublev finds his game, then Rublev. But feels like it's going to be Alcaraz and Zverev. Going to be 2 of the semifinalists. Sinner's going to be the 3rd. And then it's going to be between Medvedev, Fritz, and Demonor to decide who's the 4th. It seems very likely, honestly. Because Ruud and Rublev are just not in form. Rublev's managed a few times to get to the semifinals, though, of the ATP finals, just kind of, you know, I don't know, just finessed his way into a semifinal. But actually, that happened once. I don't know what I'm talking about. I thought it happened more than that. I thought that happened at least twice. What was the semifinals last year? Sinner, Medvedev. Oh, yeah, and Alcaraz, Djokovic. Okay. Oh, yeah, and then he beat Zverev, but it didn't count for anything, maybe. Don't remember. No, Zverev beat Rublev. I don't remember. I've got it all mixed up. Anyway, love 15. So, yeah, anyway, especially because Rublev just hasn't even done that well at the ATP finals, according to that. Good rally here. Backhand goes to the forehand of Fritz, forehand of Medvedev. Goes to the forehand of Fritz, forehand of Medvedev. Backhand Fritz down the line, forehand Medi. Forehand of Fritz, the backhand of Medvedev. Backhand Fritz. We're going backhand to backhand. Good depth from Medi. It's an important point. That's right in from the baseline. Big shots back and forth. 2 of the best in the world. Backhand drop shot. That is a strategy for Medvedev, and it is working. Hey, Medvedev's like, hey, bro, you're slow. You're too slow for these shots. Hey, man, run. Hey, you got the forehands, you got the serve, you got the backhands. But I'm going to hit these drop shots. Beautiful. Alcaraz like touch. Testing out Fritz's movement a lot. Very good serve down the tee. 30-15. I mean, the movement is a weak point for Fritz. Objectively. It's a good strategy from Medvedev. It's working. Building out the rallies and then just finding a time to drop shot. And he's doing it. He's doing it exclusively on the backhand side. But Fritz is now going to start to pick up on it for sure. All of my stuff being said, it's Fritz who's 2 points away from the second right now. 30 all. And he is have more chances on Medvedev's serve. And the big reason for that is Medvedev's like 50% first serves in, and Fritz is like 60%. Gets in the net. Only making about half of them in, Medvedev. That's a double set point for Fritz. I said this earlier. Fritz had a set point in the first set of their matchup in Canada a couple of years ago. And Medvedev played extremely well. He played this insane defensive point on set point. Where it felt like this set was over and then Medvedev just stole it and then ran away with it. What happened there? Medvedev double faults into the net. Medvedev just collapses out of nowhere. What was that? 2 consecutive double faults. He hit a drop, destroying his racket, and I don't blame him. I don't know what that was. Just completely fell apart there. What was that 30-15 point? 30 all and 30-40 are just 2 horrific double faults where he was just felt like he was rushing. That was really weird. 30-15 as well. Faults in the first set. He had 3 double faults in succession. Very weird from Medvedev. Number 1 in the world. 3 double faults to lose a set. I mean, that's so strange. Medvedev literally won 100% of first serve points, and he lost the set off of 3 double faults consecutively. Of all the strange things. People tennis serving off the tee, people in golf hitting off the tee. Yeah, that's true. Is this soccer? I like your hair. Okay, well, thanks. You like Harry Styles? Is this soccer? No, it's not soccer. I like your hair. Thank you. We don't have Medvedev, Djokovic hadn't withdrawn, right? No, Rublev wouldn't have. I think it was Rublev who was last in. Rude somehow is always magically just there. It doesn't matter what went down during the season. Rude is there. No, honestly, Rude had a really amazingly fantastic season up until Roland Garros. Amazingly fantastic. He's pretty much made it in strictly off of that. And to add to that, the points for the number 6 and down are only 39-10, which is not that high. I'd actually say a similar thing for the WTA side as well. The points could be higher on both sides for players in that position. I've seen it higher before, for sure. I mean, Sinner, obviously incredible. He's gotten a lot of those points. Zverev is good. Alcaraz is good, but then you get to Medvedev, who's at 48-30, and that's not that high for a number 4 in the world, So that's what I'd have to say about that. Taking the first set, that was exceptional. I've never seen that before. From Fritz. Serve out wide for Medvedev. Goes in the net. 15-30. Forehand in the net. 30 all Fritz with the serve. Forehand to Medvedev down the line. Back in Fritz. That's in the bottom of the net. 30-40. Break point for Medvedev. Oh, yeah, Rublev got the 8th spot. Yep. Well, Rublev just had a really weird season because Rublev's the one that's won a Masters, but he's I don't know. He's been weird this season. Feels like he should be higher than Casper, though, to be fair. For sure. Serve. So backhand of Medvedev, that's in the net. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I feel like Medvedev's doing decently, playing longer rallies and rallying backhand to backhand. I don't know why he's double faulting and hitting poor early unforced errors, etc. Forehand in the net from Fritz. Right now, the level is just went down off a cliff. Advantage to Medvedev. I mean, we were like right up here when it was like 4-5. What was it? 30-15 Medvedev serving. We're like up here. Since then, the level has been like we went from like an 8 or 9 out of 10 to like a 1 really quickly. Backhand goes to the backhand of Fritz. Backhand to Medvedev. Going backhand to backhand. Backhand down the line. Goes to forehand of Fritz. Forehand Medvedev is very good. Backhand cross court. Goes to the backhand Medvedev. Backhand Medvedev. Very strong to the backhand of Fritz. Defending well. Defending very well. Good depth on a defense to offense. Backhand of Fritz. Backhand of Medvedev. We're at neutral. Backhand to backhand. Forehand now, cross court. Forehand Medvedev is there down the line. Oh, what a shot from Fritz. Medvedev's there, though. Forehand. That is a amazing point from Taylor Fritz. Gets seduced. The U.S. Open finalist with one of his best points, maybe of the year. Just in terms of, I don't know, probably. Hell of a backhand. Great rallying. Great defense. Just impressive stuff, especially in that type of situation against a former world number 1 and former Grand Slam champion. How many Grand Slam champions has Fritz beaten? He hasn't beaten Medvedev. He hasn't beaten. Don't think he's beaten Sinner or Alcaraz. He's not beaten Novak. He's beaten Rafa. So he's beaten Rafa. I don't know. Has he beaten like Team? Has he beaten Wawrinka? Wawrinka is big asterisk because he's 39. Backhand cross court, backhand goes to the backhand of Medvedev, backhand of Fritz, going backhand to backhand. Feels like we're finding a stronger level again. Backhand down the line, goes to the forehand of Fritz, forehand of Medvedev. Backhand Fritz. Goes out for Medvedev, advantage to Fritz. I love the umpire speaking in whatever language the tournament is in, Advantagio Fritz. Advantagio. I think we should always say it in Italian. Backhand, swinging volley, forehand of Medvedev. That's in the net, 1-0. Fritz with a very strong hold. That one point that lasted like 30 plus shots and ended with that amazing defensive backhand cross court from Fritz was a key moment and a key game. 1-0. Let me know, who do you think is winning this tournament? Who is winning this tournament? And if you think it's going to be Sinner, let me know who he's taking out in the final. I think, let me look. I'll be honest, I don't particularly remember exactly how the rules go about how the semifinals and finals end up, etc. Oh, I guess, okay, no, I remember. So they go on opposite sides, right? Number 2 of one group plays the number 1 of the other group and vice versa. So, okay. So probably Sinner Alcaraz semifinal. And Zverev, I don't know. I kind of think Fritz might get to the semis somehow. So maybe Zverev Fritz. It could be a repeat of the U.S. Open final. Honestly. Kind of like Casper got to the U.S. Open final in 2022 and then got to the final again in the ATP finals. Might be a similar thing here. Because I don't know if Medvedev's going to do that. Demonor could also. And Fritz has held Zverev's number. Zverev could take out Fritz, but just Fritz has really held his number. Yeah, I'll say it's a repeat of the U.S. Open final. I'll say Sinner beats Fritz in the final. Forehand goes out from Medvedev, 40-15. Game for Medvedev, 1-1. Actually, I almost don't know who Zverev would want to play more, Sinner or Fritz, you know? Like, like I actually don't know. I don't think Sinner and Zverev have barely played recently. Zverev holds Sinner's number. He's like 4-2. They played in Cincy this year. Epic match. One of the few Zverev matches I'll say that about, to be honest. Not the most exciting player to watch, for one, to me. Backhand Medvedev goes to the forehand of Fritz. That goes out. Wow. So yeah, Fritz actually has a winning head-to-head against Zverev, 6-5. Pretty good. I wonder how many players have a winning head-to-head against Zverev, having played 5+ times, especially having played 10+ times. Maybe like Novak, Rafa, Fritz. That might be it. Well, maybe like Medvedev, I guess. Maybe Tsitsipas. I don't know what their head-to-head is, actually. Backhand cross court, backhand of Fritz goes to the backhand of Medvedev. That goes out. It's like that's an area that Medvedev just doesn't want to make at love 15. Like you're putting yourself in with a shot on Fritz's serve. You're at love 15, and you just missed the most easy backhand ever long for no reason. Forehand Medvedev, very good. Backhand, cross court. Backhand to Fritz, that's exceptional. Drop shot. Oh, Fritz had it and missed it. It's a good point from both, though. 15-30. Yeah, Fritz has got to beat the drop shot retrieval allegations and do better at retrieving these drop shots, because his movement up and down the court, Medvedev is trying to take advantage, and Fritz has got to be like, "You're wrong. Oh, I've got this." But so far, he's not. Medvedev has not been wrong to do that. Serve. Very good. 30 all. Serve in the net. Second serve from Fritz. Forehand Fritz. Great shot. Drop shot again. Fritz with the forehand. Oh, he misses it again. You just can't stop missing those returns off drop shots. 30-40. Medvedev is now just toying with Fritz at this point. Umpire says apparently Fritz's shoelaces have broken. By the rules, he's allowed extra time to fix his shoes. Umpire makes an announcement. That's good he did, because I didn't know that rule. What if you just like break your shoelaces on purpose? Fritz says to the umpire, "I'll take way longer to change shoelaces than to do this." Fritz playing with the classic A6 gel dedicated shoes that are real big. I use the same shoes as well. Sinner probably will win this. Carlos might if he doesn't have an off day like against Hugo and Bear. Yeah, I like it. I like that M star. Definitely possible. Fred's back playing here. 30-40. Serve Fritz. Forehand to Medvedev. Back in Fritz cross court. Goes back in Medvedev. I mean, this is an absolute headache to watch for Medvedev. On the important moments, he's just not doing anything. Oh my God. Medvedev is the top 5 most, like, just annoyingly unpredictable player to watch. Like, you never know what he's going to show up with. It's like hit the shot. Like, you never know the quality or the level he's going to show up with. Serve Fritz. Back into Medvedev. Forehand Fritz. Drop shot. Right back at Medvedev, who also hits it out. That's going to sting for Medi. Advantage to Fritz. Fritz with a serve down the tee, 2-1. 2 Fritz service games this set, and he's escaped out of both of them, Fritz. I concur, yep. I feel like Sinner's the best in the world until he plays Alcaraz, who can match his power and has more touch. Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree, but I also think Alcaraz doesn't like playing Sinner either. So I don't think it's going to be a one-sided head-to-head in either direction, which is another argument as to why it could end up being one of the greatest rivalries ever. I personally don't think it's going to be that one-sided in either direction. I think when they play at Grand Slams, I think it's going to be very one-sided. But either player could have won Beijing, for example. I think it's going to end up being a very close head-to-head. It's my opinion. Kind of like Djokovic Rafa in terms of that. I don't even know if I think that Alcaraz is going to end up winning it at the end, but I'd say he probably will. But yeah, I don't know. I think Grand Slam head-to-head, Alcaraz is going to have it won for sure. We'll see about everything else. Like, what happens if you take out Grand Slams out of their current head-to-head? I know that's kind of stupid, but just curious. Like, what about their matches outside of Grand Slam? Like, Alcaraz is winning that Ted fair and square, but I'm curious about their matches outside of slams. How many have they played at slams? 3? So they've played 3 times at slams, and Alcaraz is 2-1. Alcaraz is 2-1, so it's 4-3. 4-3 Alcaraz outside of slams, and one of those being the Beijing final. So it's very close. Certainly close. in I don't know. Anyway, that's I don't know. My prediction is it's going to end up being incredibly close, very much like Djokovic Rafa in terms of head-to-head, but Alcaraz will definitely win the Grand Slam head-to-head. We'll see, though. Forehand to Fritz, back in Medvedev, back in Fritz, cross court, goes to the back end Medvedev, it's in the net. It's just not a good backhand at all. 15-40, it feels like Medvedev is pretty much just mentally just checked out of 2024 or something, because he's just not really playing his A game. Forehand swing volley, Medvedev, cross court for a winner. Okay. Straight to serve, even while the crowd is still cheering. Trying to put these break points away. Smash, Medvedev, put away, deuce. Serve Medvedev out wide, forehand to Fritz. It's going to go just out. Advantage Medvedev. I do respect Fritz in terms of he's always constantly talking to his box, but he's also very much against the coaching thing. He more so just takes energy from his box than anything else. I respect that a lot. I think that's kind of the right way to do it. I mean, even if you can get coaching, like even if you're not against the more like if you think coaching is like a perfectly fine thing to be doing, like I think in a lot of ways that might be the best way to go about it. I feel like if you're taking a lot of your focus from outside sources, that's gonna distract you from the match at hand a little bit and take you out of the match. Part of it is figuring it out on your own. I wish that in general that had to be what it is. Medvedev has hit that just wide, 15 love. Serve from Fritz. Forehand Medvedev goes to forehand to Fritz. Forehand Medvedev down the line, back in Fritz, back in Medvedev. Drop volley, very good, 15 all. Hey, how's it going, MJ? Good to have you on here. Yeah, hopefully that's back now. M-Star should be. I was going Matthew on this form. De Minaur has a chance to qualify after he loses to Sinner. He could beat Fritz and Medvedev. It's not that crazy. I agree with you. I don't expect it though, but I agree that there's a shot. But yeah, with this form, honestly, De Minaur really could beat Medvedev. I don't know. Yeah, you're kind of onto something. It's definitely possible. Who's your favorite of this game? Who's my favorite of this game? Well, I think Fritz is going to win at this point. I said Medvedev at the start, but now no. I'm going to go with Fritz. Medvedev could still win. I'm going to go with Fritz for sure if I was betting because Fritz looks way better than Medvedev right now. Or he looks better. I don't know. I'm probably being a bit hyperbolic, but he looks better than Medvedev. Backhand down the line, forehand of Medvedev is a great shot. Forehand's even better from Fritz. 40-15. And my favorite player of these two, I like both. They're both high up there. I don't know. Don't even really feel like choosing. Medvedev's always been a big favorite, though, so Medvedev's always high up there. Medvedev is one of my favorite players ever, maybe. Like, I really enjoy watching Medvedev, but I like both these players. Sir Fritz. First serve goes out, second serve. Forehand Medvedev goes to the backhand Fritz. Backhand drop shot Medvedev. Backhand slice, lob from Medvedev. It's going to go out. 3-2. Feels like Fritz is holding easier now and easier than Medvedev. 15 left. Not related to anything, but I was mentioning Fritz has a winning head-to-head against Zverev, 6-5. These are the other players that have played Zverev on at least 5 occasions and have a winning head-to-head. Some of these are weird. Philip Kohlschreiber has played Zverev on 5 occasions, has a 3-2 head-to-head. That's weird. What? Kohlschreiber, of all people. I've never heard that. That's so weird. Berdych, 4-2 head-to-head over Zverev. Kyrgios, 4-3. Rafa, 7-3. Dominic Thiem, 8-4. Djokovic, 8-4. Some of these might not be fully updated, by the way, but I think they're all still losing head-to-heads. 9-4 Tsitsipas, 11-7 Medvedev. But Fritz is also now, so Fritz also. So Fritz is one of 9 people to have done that. Some of them are really weird, though. But to play Zverev at least 10 times, Rafa, Thiem, Djokovic, Tsitsipas, Medvedev, and Fritz. Pretty good group of people to join for Taylor there. Medvedev, Tsitsipas, Rafa, Novak, and Dominic Thiem. Pretty good group for Fritz to join to play to have a winning head-to-head against Zverev, having played at least 10 times. Unorthodox techniques has a cons. This might be barricading Medi. I don't think so. I don't think unorthodox has its cons. I think you can. Depends on what you mean. I don't think there's anything strictly wrong about being unorthodox or different. But about being I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think like that's the problem. Does Medvedev have to change his game a little bit so that he can hurt players like Sinner and Alcaraz who can hit through him a little bit more? Yes, there are different things like that. Be a bit more comfortable at the net, hopefully, a bit more comfortable with drop shots, moving forward more, just being inside the court, not standing so deep on the return of serve all the time. Like stuff like that would help if you could figure that out. Smash Medvedev, put away. 30-15. But I don't think there's anything strictly wrong about being unorthodox. Like when you think about it, Federer and Rafa are both very, very unorthodox. The way that they play. I don't think there's anything. I'm not as unorthodox as Medvedev, but I don't think there's anything strictly wrong about being unorthodox. Backhand goes to the backhand of Fritz, who goes down the line. Forehand of Fritz goes to the backhand Medvedev. That goes out. 30-all. Many fell off a cliff like Reba. Yes. Is Kohlschreiber retired? Think so. Yes. Kohlschreiber's retired. Haven't heard that name in ages. Kohlschreiber's retired. That was the guy who was just around all the time. Every tournament he was there. He would never go that far, but he was always there. He beat Djokovic once in Indian Wells, maybe. I mean, he was good, but he was like not that memorable. Well, I mean, he was good though. Like, he had a good longevity, I guess. Fairly consistent, I guess, to some extent. Backhand down cross score is very good. Forehand squash shot Medvedev defending like crazy. Forehand Medvedev down the line, back into Fritz, back into Medvedev. It's becoming a crucial point. Backhand cross court, backhand Medvedev. Backhand Fritz. That's going to go out for Medvedev. 30-40 Fritz, outlasting Daniil. And that's what I mean. Daniil would like to have more shots there where he can finish off, whether that's coming to the net or whether that's, I don't know, hitting a huge shot from the back of the court and stepping up. I don't know. Drop shot. I mean, he's been hitting drop shots. Serve down the tee, forehand to Fritz. Back in Medvedev down the line, forehand to Fritz is a lob. Oh, it goes in. Can't even believe it. It's a shank and it goes in. Wow, Medvedev tosses his racket. Medvedev tosses his racket over the, I don't know what he tossed it to. It's the sign at the side of the court. Medvedev is very frustrated. Oh, wow. Point penalty for Medvedev off unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, part of the sign broke off, actually. 15 left for Fritz. Fifteen left. Medvedev is so weird. He's so funny. Forehand chip. That goes out. Medvedev keeps tossing his racket. He hasn't been able to catch it one time. I don't know what he's doing. Dirty love. Big serve from Fritz. This looks all but over. Medvedev just barely on the court right now. He's tossing his racket. Wow, Medvedev is gonna return the serve with the grip of his racket. That's crazy. Wow, he's lost it here. I've never seen this. Why not? He ended up just returning it like normal, but Medvedev just lost it here. All right, 5-2. Medvedev is still. Why is it? Medvedev is asking for an old ball from the umpire. I can't understand what's even happening. I think Medvedev said, "I'm going to retire right now." I don't know what's going on. Well, this is obscenely strange. As a wise person said, this is going to be on tennis TV. Sometimes Medi loses, sometimes exactly. Medvedev's head has gone. This is crazy. I've rarely seen a player just lose it to this extent. Maybe Kyrgios. Kyrgios and Medvedev are more close than they like to admit sometimes. Wow, that's cinema. Panning out from Medvedev, close up on Medvedev's face to the broken racket still behind Medvedev's chair that he threw like a whole set ago. Fritz has got to just stay focused. Serve from Fritz, serve from Medvedev, I should say. Backhand Fritz. Medvedev's not even trying. Forehand lob Fritz. Backhand smash completely out from Medvedev. He's gonna like underarm serve or something. He's completely given up on this match. Fritz can basically feel like he's got a straight sets victory in the bag for the tournament. And all the sets matter too, by the way. Serve down T. Forehand Medvedev runs the net. Backhand volley. Forehand Fritz. Good volley from Medvedev. 15-all. Tennis is a battle with yourself more than it is a battle against somebody else. And Medvedev is losing the battle badly right now. 15-all. Serve wide. 30-15. What's been the keys to Fritz winning this match? Keys to Fritz winning this match. I mean, serving amazingly well. For one, honestly, Medvedev has kind of blown up a lot of the times. 3 double faults in that first set at the end, but he's been very good off the back end, which has been fantastic. Just like there down the line, that backhand has been great. That's been a big thing. But no, I mean, honestly, like he's played. Like he's just done regular kind of things, and then at times Medvedev just kind of blown playing well. Um, he's not like that one defensive point. He's won a few very long rallies, so that's a big thing. Just consistency in the long rallies and defending decently well, which is much improved. Being consistent from the back of the court and attacking well. Having bigger weapons than Medvedev. And yeah, definitely just surviving off the back end to back end and serving fantastic and taking advantage of opportunities, which Medvedev has not done whatsoever. Backhand, pretty basic stuff for that. Backhand that goes out. Advantage to Medvedev. Pretty basic. It feels like Medvedev doesn't even want to win this. He's just like, I want to be off the court. But he wins the game anyway, despite his wishes. 6-4, 5-3. Fritz is going to serve for the match. To tie up that head with Medvedev 1-1. Forehand Fritz. Inside out. Forehand Fritz. Inside in then. And he gets to 15-love. Taylor Fritz is 3 points away from winning this match. 15-love. Once again, guys, please don't forget to like and please don't forget to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. Ring that notification bell for more for all of the videos that will be coming up. Big serve down the tee from Fritz, 30-love. Serve. Fritz. Down the tee. Very good again. 40-love. Fritz has played very well. I mean, this is why Fritz is where he is in the rankings. He's not like the most fun player to watch, I admit, but he's not the flashiest, but he's really good. He's got 3 match points. Serve out wide. Forehand volley. Forehand Medvedev. That goes out. Taylor Fritz wins a very solid match in straight sets over Medvedev. Medvedev just completely loses the plot. I won't be surprised if Medvedev like smashes a racket here even post match. He's pissed, but yeah, no, Medvedev is just I don't know. Great win for Fritz. Doing what he needs to do. Oh yeah, I was gonna look up. Has Fritz beaten what other slam champions has Fritz beaten? Let me look that up. Has he beaten Murray as well before he retired? Medvedev getting a few whistles as well as he walks off court. Some negative applause, some negative response too, though. Which is not surprising after his reactions. Fritz has beaten Dominic Thiem, but Thiem has a 3-2 record over Fritz. But he still has beaten him. Although when did he beat him? No, Fritz beat him in Labor Cup 2019. I don't remember that at all. Fritz Wawrinka. Who's another Grand Slam champ? Cilic? Yeah, Fritz has beaten Wawrinka once. Monte Carlo last year. I remember that match. Murray? Yeah, let me look up Murray. I don't know if they've even... I don't remember them playing. I still find it exceptionally weird that Fritz and Medvedev have only played twice. Like, that's extremely weird. Like, not only is that weird, compare Fritz Medvedev to Cameron Norrie, Taylor Fritz. So, yeah, Fritz has beaten Murray twice. Washington last year. Oh, yeah, that's right. That was a great match. One of the best Murray matches, in my opinion, of, like, post hip injury. At least of the last, like, 2-3 years. Very good match. That was a very good match. And he also beat him in Canada the year before that. He did, yeah, nice. Hey, MJ, thank you for the 20. I've only just seen this. Sorry about that. Thank you for going along and be on that on next. Okay. I appreciate you joining in, though. Hopefully soon. Thank you a lot for the 20. I appreciate that a lot. Thanks. It's very generous. Every little helps. Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm out of here. It was Taylor Fritz over Daniil Medvedev in straight sets. Medvedev completely lost the plot there with that one. Yeah, I mean, watch out for Demonor. Watch out for Demonor. I also don't think that's. Listen, if Medvedev's not going to step up, it could be Demonor and Fritz to step up in that group. Might be. I guess we'll see. But all right, it was Taylor Fritz in straight sets over Daniil Medvedev. And yeah, I'll see you.
Yes,